Hello everyone, I am back with another War Legends video, and this time we're gonna be up against Impulse once again, but this time it's gonna be against his light faction. So of course, before we start, make sure to subscribe to the channel if you're new, smash the like button, and of course, ring the bell icon to be notified. I'd also like to take this opportunity to thank the sponsor of my channel, Random Translator. So here's more about them. Having issues with mistranslations? Or why the sudden change in the story due to translations? Or are you into visualizing your favorite character on how it was described in your favorite novel? Or are you just eager to unravel stories and binge from one novel to another? Random Translation is here for you. They have the easy translation on the go. You can translate entire novels or choose which novel to read among the list of novels available on the site. You can even have your favorite character drawn based on how it was described in the novel. Even list all its abilities and growth as the story progresses. You can even communicate with your favorite character. You can add your finished novels among the list to help others read it as well and share the fun you had with it. Currently, they only support Chinese manhwas and will support other languages too in the future. Visit Random Translator, link in the description below. Okay, so I would strongly encourage you guys to visit the link in the description for you guys to know more about them, so they can translate entire novels. For currently, it only works in Chinese manhwas, but other languages will be translated too in the future. All right, so without further ado, let's go jump straight into the battle. Okay, here we go. All right. And so I'm going to be at the bottom right hand corner of the map, and Impulse will be at the top left hand corner. So, yes, since this is a same faction battle, bikers are actually a good option, but I don't have my bikers upgraded, so I have to make do with what I have. Now, again, this guy knows me as a rusher, so he sends one worker over to my place to check what I have, even if if I have like a barracks here, because that would be sus if I don't have a barracks here and head straight to castle 2. That would be very sus. It means that the barracks are placed elsewhere. So this guy will have his worker retreat, and that will mean that he will produce like one extra worker to compensate. As you guys can see, he has more workers. I have like 10 workers here, and he has 11 to compensate for that extra worker. Okay, so initially I got this build order right here, which I plan to build the barracks first, so that of course I can, produce a swordsman, and then the rest of the swordsmen, at least 3 swordsmen, go over, or the second swordsman goes to the watchtowers placed right around here. Okay, and then the first swordsman will go over to the enemy's base to check what they have. This is also very effective against rush attacks because you can basically see, where they are going to be placing it or whatever. Also, this adds up like you can have, like more swordsmen than them initially because you built your barracks in your base. So when it comes to a war of attrition right off the bat, you can quickly replace your units and you already have the number advantage. It all comes down to the micro and the level of your stuff. Okay, so at this point, we're gonna have to fast forward for a bit here. Okay, checked out what he has. He went for a Dwarven Forge, meaning he's gonna go for either, like Warsmith, Baron. So yeah, that's what I was expecting. So this guy's a swordsman is basically stronger than my swordsman. So yeah, I'm gonna have to retreat because I already know the outcome. My swordsman will lose. Now, I opted for an Elven Tree and a Human Monument. This unlocks, archers here because basically archers are technically good against Warsmiths because of mobility and piercing damage is a Warsmith's weakness. Okay, and so I got like the swordsman right around here to gather this chest that will appear on the first 5-minute mark. I also have my Muriel right here to go over to the chest on my side. Okay. Now this guy did not really bother, but instead he took this well of mana right around here. So that's a big bonus here on my end, since I'll technically have an advantage. Immediately, I'll put up that crossbow tower because, well, he had this thing going on right here, so he may actually have some base elsewhere. Okay, fast forward again. Okay, and I'm gonna have to try and take my well of mana. Okay, there you go. Big chest appearing right here. I'll leave one swordsman around here, the badly bruised step 1 to guard this location. Okay, and I'll just position my units around here. Now keep in mind that you don't really need to have your units clumped up, so you better spread them out before the initial engagement. So, here we go. You already got like a guardsman that's actually quite fast. Already a sniper. So he basically rushed it at this point. So he got like a human resource, yeah, human monument, and that sanctuary. Yep, Baron as expected. Now, in terms of base development, I got the advantage thanks to those bonus resources. Okay. Now, I've actually tried to look, as I mentioned earlier, I've tried to look anywhere on the map if there was any proxy or anything like that. He sent the knight right here, which I saw, but I don't really mind. So I'm going to have to take this gold mine right here, regardless if he sees it or not. Okay. So this will prompt him to attack this location, but I don't really care. Because, well, I mean, I do have the numbers advantage here. Initially, he got like 2 knights right here from what I saw from that watchtower before it was captured. And there you go. Oh, he even used a magic blast on those clumped up units of mine. I mean, that was a good call, yeah. I also left one of my swordsmen right around here to, of course, gain view. As I have this watchtower right around here, so if ever he marches right here, I'm going to be alerted and things like that. Okay? Again, small chest appearing at the 10-minute mark. I've actually captured the watchtower using Muriel, and I'll be placing a castle right around here at the bottom side right here, sending one worker over there to, of course, begin the construction. In the meantime, this is what he had, and my watchtower actually sees all the way right in the middle over here, and I'm going to have to try and, like damage the HP, lower down the numbers, or at least bruise them up for as best as I can. There you go. Meteorite. He may actually be not aware of that, but apparently he was. Alright, so there goes. Those snipers are badly bruised up now, and this gives me an advantage over this engagement. So I used my knights right here to just demolish all those snipers. And, I mean, those archers are basically disposable at this point. They're early units, and I want late units. I got like Gilbert right around here. My archer actually managed to take out a guardsman, which basically is good. Okay. Alright, so those knights are actually strong, not gonna lie. And my knights are clumped up here, and that Baron is actually in a nice position. Okay. He managed to annihilate my Muriel, but doesn't really matter. And yep, Baron is as good as trapped. I'll also stuck my Gilbert around here to provide bonus aura on those knights that I have. And there you go. I would still say that's a very, very big win for me due to the fact that snipers are actually going to cost, or do cost more than what I had here. So yes, that was a big win. I also got the chest right here using the swordsman. Okay, so we fast forward a bit. This is already finished. I produce more workers to, of course, mine that gold. And then, of course, Tower of Light Magic, which can attack both air and land. Okay, so if there was like a sort of harassment, this lonely tower can get rid of it. Okay, of course, I'm going to have to try and do the healer here to make the most value out of my stuff. Now, I saw a Fox Rider here, thanks to the Watchtower, and of course the Swordsman, and I was basically alerted of what he was going for. So he's gonna have to capture this Watchtower, and I also saw this in general before he even captured it. So I'm aware of his maximum, like army. Okay, so I'm thinking that I should not be underestimating that. So I'm gonna have to position myself right around here to greet him if ever he comes across that border. Okay. Now, my initial thoughts is that there is a possibility that he will also take this gold mine to, of course, increase his chances of winning and increase his income given the fact that he's running on a big deficit. I got all the chests so far in the game, okay, and another one spawning around here. And Mountain Elemental plus the small chest are appearing yet again. His army is so out of position, and so I have my a single knight right here. Run at the very top here to, of course, scout if there's already a castle and lure him out of position even more. Because, well, he does have the tendency to attack my base since my army is around here. Okay, so I got that thing going on right there. I misled his army, tried to scout at the same time. Two birds with one stone. Okay, so he got the chest right here.
The point is captured.
Now, since I'm actually aware that his army is so out of position thanks to that knight, I'm gonna have to try and intercept his army and leaving one of my guardsmen to capture the mountain elemental. Okay, here we go with the engagement. I caught him off guard here. So majority of his units are actually out of formation. Like those two snipers are so out of position. Now I'm gonna have to use the protection scroll here for what he has is actually stronger than what I have. Okay, and again, using the knights, making use of that mobility, and attacking those ranged units along with Muriel. In the meantime, his army right here has just died down thanks to the AoE of the Wind Mage, or Area of Effect damage, and also the ballista that I have here.
The point is captured.
Okay, and down goes that Baron, down goes that Guardsman, and of course, what's next is this annoying thing, Gilbert. Okay, his Paladin. Gonna have to try and get rid of that. Mountain Elemental is causing a stir. Destroy the artillery tower. He actually captured my Well of Mana here with the Fox Rider, but he can't really attack the gold mine right here with a single Fox Rider thanks to this Tower of Light Magic. I also placed a Tower of Light Magic in my base just in case that he may try and attack it with the Fox Rider. I have a base defense which can cover the entirety of my base. Okay, so I already had the build command order here to build up a castle, knowing that he already has a castle right here, and we'll have to try and capture this watchtower.
Our forces are under attack.
Okay, now I sent my Wind Mage to attack that Fox Rider, forcing it to retreat or get annihilated. Okay, here we go. I actually saw this coming in, so I'm gonna have to try and avoid. But yeah, it was too late. Lol, lag-imboy. Okay, so again, just destroy the castle. And I also have the audacity to capture his Well of Mana with my Knight. Okay, while trying to get rid of that Fox Rider with a Wind Mage. Okay, that one worker is so dead. Okay, so he opted out for the same thing. He opted for a Wind Mage here as well, which slows things down and provides additional magic damage. So this is actually a good composition here that he has. Now keep in mind, well, he does have Castle 4, but he doesn't have an additional farm. He only has like 3 farms as opposed to mine. I got like 4 farms right here. I'm not exactly sure what he was doing at this point. Now I got like my army, like trying to position them up. And I will have to focus on those snipers with my knights. And Muriel. Okay, one thing to note up is that I saw that Fox Rider earlier, and I'll use my knight to intercept it because it's going after my ballista. And Muriel to, of course, range attack. There you go. And immediately, that army was annihilated. He actually used a magic blast there, but doesn't really matter. Okay. And yeah, just like that, it's a gunner. And so I do have majority of my stuff here, although one of my healer died, so I'm gonna have to try and reproduce that healer later on in the game. So 2 of my knights again. Okay, capturing this Wall of Mana prevents him from using scrolls. Okay. So again, we go
The
fast
point is
forward
captured. Chest found.
while I go and wait for those small chests to appear. I actually saw those bikers around here, and so immediately I'm gonna have to try and put up a artillery tower right around here, because artillery towers are actually really good against those bikers, where they have a weakness against explosion damage,
Point is
which
captured.
the artillery tower does explosion damage.
Our
Okay,
forces are
and
under
so here we
attack.
go. We got like biker, Baron. He captured this Wellabana.
The point is captured.
Okay, fast forward. Now, if you may have noticed, I had my knight run circles on that biker, since bikers cannot really attack behind. Yeah, so that gave my biker a winning chance. And here we go. And to try and destroy additional bikers here would be really great, for bikers are actually expensive. Now he does have the leisure of being able to go over to my base and attack it, because I already built a artillery tower and an anti-air or crossbow tower here. So, army is so out of position, Mountain Elemental yet again appearing at the bottom left-hand corner. Okay, he's going to use a meteorite skill. I used a fortification skill. Keep in mind, my fortification scroll, rather, is just level 2. So, yeah, sucks to be me. Okay, so this is to buy time as to not let that castle get destroyed, because if those artillery and crossbow tower are not there, my castle is already dead. So, the Wind Mage is to target that Baron and AoE. Yep, healer died. Okay, and there you go. Those guardsmen are going to prioritize those cavalries for the bonus damage, and micro my Muriel away out of that Gilbert because it's chasing my Muriel. Alright, using the skill for additional AoE damage on my Muriel. Okay, again, micro on my Muriel, keeping it alive, keeping it away from harm's way. But he still managed to annihilate my Muriel thanks to a magic blast. But nah, Uno reverse, hero resurrection scroll. Okay, Gilbert got rid of the Baron with the dome skill. Okay, and there you go. Only Gilbert managed to survive around here, and basically everything else is dead. Or his Gilbert. Okay, additional reinforcement, doesn't really matter. Okay, again, he's gonna have to try and get rid of my Muriel. Okay, keep in mind that I tried to have my Gilbert provide, Gilbert get closer to my Muriel to provide that protection aura, which that golden yellow circle thing going on. So he lost all those fox riders and knights. Okay, and I'm gonna have to try and capture this. Again, I used the hero resurrection scroll to resurrect my Muriel. Okay, so he got like a biker, all forms of cavalry, fox rider, biker, knight. Okay, and there you go. So Muriel is no longer gonna have at it that with that fox rider. Okay, again, I'm going to use Baron to attack that biker, for bikers are more susceptible from explosive damage, which Baron does explosive damage. And there you go. Okay, retreating my Wind Mage, for it is low on HP. Basically, Wind Mage are so bad against bikers, for they have additional resistance against magic. Okay, and so here we go again, capturing this well of mana, and he annihilated again my Muriel. Again, Muriel. So I'm gonna have to wait for my mana to regenerate here. Okay, at least until I have enough mana to use the resurrection scroll. Now, I had my guardsman move away from that Gilbert, for I was suspecting that he will actually use the skill. Okay, there you go, resurrection skill, or scroll rather. And that Wind Mage is primarily just to slow things down. For everything that's hit with the regular attack of this Wind Mage will be slowed down by 45%, which is really handy for chasing armies. Okay, and again, that Mountain Elemental is causing some damage here. Got rid of those towers that this dude has. And I'm gonna have to try and use my knight and attack that ballista and destroy this factory, preventing mass production of those bikers, or at least slowing down the production. Okay, that ballista is in a very tricky position. Okay, used my Muriel skill. Okay, and gonna have to try and micro Muriel away from harm. Okay, and then I'll position my Muriel right beside those healers for as close as possible, so that they'll be healing my Muriel for as best as I can. Okay, there you go. Keeping my Muriel alive, for my Muriel died for I don't know how many times. There's like even a worker being used there. Okay, and so he's gonna have to target my ballista. Get rid of those archers now. There you go. Okay, and yeah, he's not gonna get away. Alright, so I'm gonna have to have my ballista retreat, but thanks to that copter securing its demise. Okay. Yep. I also have my sniper around here, just in case, so that of course I can get rid of any form of aviation like wind mages of his. And highly armored units, of course, like the guardsmen and the knights and Gilbert. Okay. Using the ballista here to be annoying. Okay. Down goes my ballista. Okay. Gonna have to try and destroy that hero altar of heroes and finish up this factory. And there you go. Gonna have to try and destroy that tower of mana, for it reduces his maximum mana. Okay, and again, gonna have to try and keep my Muriel alive. Okay, place it right beside the healers. Yep, there you go. Muriel managed to live to see another day thanks to those healers. Okay, and now I'm gonna have to try and get rid of that artillery tower. And micro on that sniper, keeping it alive. Keeping it close to the healers so that those snipers will be healed. Yep, so I'm just gonna stay here for a moment. Okay. Again, Mountain Elemental appearing right here, so I'll have my worker get rid of that worker. Okay. And so, yeah. Basically, this secures his defeat. Yep. I don't know why he's opting out for Swordsman. Maybe it's faster to produce. I don't know. He could have actually went for a, I don't know, like, Warsmith instead. Okay, there you go. Managed to capture that Mountain Elemental thanks to my Muriel yet again. And of course, I'll be sending this knight right around here, denying him those chests. Okay, and that basically cleans up his base. And summarizes the battle in general. Now this knight will try and do as many, or be as annoying as humanly possible. Yeah, but I mean, there's like a tower of dark, light magic here, which basically is untouchable as well. So yeah. Okay. Now, for annoying sake, he actually built a artillery tower right around here, so as to attack my workers and castle and stuff like that. But this Mountain Elemental is still alive. I'm gonna have to capture that well of mana, and that's basically it. Now, if you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to subscribe, smash the like button, ring the bell icon, and of course to be notified of any content coming out of my channel, and leave a comment down below what are your thoughts into this battle. Thank you, and have yourself a great day and good luck with your battles. Bye!